Hello, thank you so much for joining today's webinar. I'm Branden Jenkins, I'm the CEO here at Maxio, and we're kicking off a new series with AI in the C-suite. And that's how Maxio leaders use Maxio and AI specifically through MCP every day. So I'm kicking it off as a CEO. Hopefully you join the rest of our series where we have our Chief Product Officer, our CFO, and our head of sales presenting how they also use Maxio MCP. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about me here in a moment. We're going to walk through, just make sure we're covered on what is MCP, what is Maxio with MCP. I'm going to show you how I use Maxio MCP in my day-to-day job and how it's just made me better, better in many ways. And then we're going to obviously open up to some Q&A. There's some times throughout the demonstration while AI is doing its crunching, doing its magic, I'll also field some questions. So feel free to just load up the chat with questions throughout the presentation, and hopefully we can get through all of them. And then at the end, we're going to just walk you through how to get started, how to start using Maxio MCP, and then some additional resources to follow up. This webinar is certainly geared towards our customers, and thank you for being a customer. Thanks for spending the time today to learn about this incredible unlock with our platform. But we also have prospects on the call as well. So just keep that in mind as we get through the materials. So just briefly about me, I've been the CEO here at Maxio for the last year. Actually just came up on that a couple days ago. And I'm just as excited about Maxio and the value that we're delivering to our customers and the value that we're going to continue to deliver when I joined. I've been in this space for pretty much my whole adult life, selling software, developing software, primarily in the office of the CFO. Before Maxio, I led Medius, which is on the other side of the coin, accounts payable automation, a global organization. I was there for a few years, took it from 70 million to a few hundred million in that time. And then before that, I was at Oracle as an executive for about 10 years. And again, just selling and servicing and delivering value in this financial applications. I was fortunate enough to sell my first business to NetSuite, which was a vertical solution focused on retail omnichannel solutions. And what I just really enjoy about being the CEO of Maxio is I actually get to use the software every day to make my business better and get to talk to customers like you and show you how we do things, right? I get my best ideas in these conversations. So I look forward to unpacking it today. So what is MCP? We're going to go ahead and put out a poll real quick as I just kind of talk about this. I am curious with the audience, how many of you are using MCP today? Are you using it often, every day? Have you never used it before? So go ahead and take a moment to fill that out. But just briefly, Anthropic, Claude launched MCP about this time last year. So it's in today's age, things are moving so quick. It feels like every day, every week, something major is coming out. So, it feels like MCP is old news. But the reality is we continue to find that many customers, many users, many businesses just really haven't fully unlocked the power of this offering. And as you'll see in my series, and then more importantly, all the other executive series, the power really comes when you start bringing multiple tools together. It's not just an AI interface to Maxio's data or to your ERP's data or to your CRM data. It's when you bring all of that together and find the correlations and create the automations and insights. That's where the power really is unlocked. So what is it doing? You're putting AI on top of your data sources, okay? Your software tools, your development environments. And you're able to just ask it in simple, language, right? An LLM approach, questions about your data, questions, about the processes that these systems are going through. And it retrieves that, brings it back. In many cases, a lot of times it's read, depending on the MCP connector. But also you have the ability to interact and push back. Maxio's MCP is both. We can consume and read rich data, but we can also push back. So let's look at the poll here. So this is great. Half of the folks on this call have never used MCP. And then we have another, meaningful amount, I would say close to half that's using it, often or sometimes, 16% daily. So those 16 folks, power users for sure. So I'll take this in consideration as I'm kind of walking through some of the tooling and how you set up some of this stuff. I find with AI, it's just, you just gotta start using it. And once you use it, you can't stop using it. And that's what MCP is definitely one of those things. Once you get it hooked up, you're addicted. All right, Maxio MCP, ask it anything. So you just type it in, simple. Type it into your browser, type it into your desktop app, type it into your phone. And we're gonna show all those examples. With Maxio, you're instantly able to explore your billing and revenue data, your subscription data, information about your customers. I mean, Maxio just has this rich set of data that is governed. That is critical to your business. But when I joined Maxio, one of the first things I said is like, there's so much powerful data in here. We must unlock this data for our users. We came out with MCP in June of last year in beta. We released it GA towards the fall. And we've also done other things with our data to really unlock the power of Maxio. Things like, scheduling reports, making reports accessible more easily through APIs, making reports available directly to Sheets, Google Sheets, Excel, things like that. So I'm just throwing that out there since we got a lot of customers on there. There's a lot of new functionality that's been released in the last few quarters all around data as a whole. MCP is just one of them. So that data comes across in a unified fashion. And in many cases, the finance teams are running multiple reports and throwing this stuff into Excel and trying to bring it together in a way that is palatable for someone like me, a CEO, or the rest of the business. That just completely removes that bottleneck, that barrier to get to just this powerful information. And then taking action, that's the not just consuming, but then interacting with Maxio, being able to not only, execute reports, but triggering things, pushing pricing changes in, pushing subscription changes, pushing things about your customer back into the system. And I'm not going to go through a lot of that today. That's going to be saved for our Chief Product Officer's webinar, which is coming up next. So again, this has been out for a while. We have many customers using it. Getting value out of it. It's actually, I went through the setup myself here a while back. It's not hard at all. We're going to show a little bit of that and obviously give you the links. And then of course, our support teams are available to make sure you get access to it. All right, now the fun part. We're going to jump into the demonstrations. Again, this is me doing things that I do on a regular basis. The idea here is just to kind of give you a sense of what you can do. Get your creative juices going. A lot of this stuff is just getting in there and asking questions and follow-up questions. And a lot of the models will even prompt you with suggestions of things you should look at further. It's just amazing as leaders, the time we're in and these tools that are available to us. Now, full disclosure. Now, I did pre-record this stuff in advance. Primarily, sorry, let me just hit pause and back it up. Primarily because some of the stuff does take a few minutes to crunch. Most of it takes a few minutes, maybe it could be 5 minutes if you're doing something intense. So you'll see that compression in here, just to keep the demo on time, because I'm going to show a lot of scenarios as we go through this. So I'm using Claude. I would say Claude is the best tool today for data analysis and MCPs. Claude's the one that invented the MCP We also use ChatGPT as a business. We've licensed it for all of our hundreds of employees. You can use Maxio MCP. You can use other MCPs through ChatGPT. It's pretty good. I would say Claude is the best, though, when it comes to data analysis and the types of stuff we're doing here. So just keep that in mind. So as I'm coming into the presentation here, we'll go ahead and hit play and we can check it out. So I'm in a project within Claude. The benefit of having a project is that you can build some skills, you can give it some context. So you're not having to say, hey, like I'm a CEO every time or things like that. And you'll learn with MCPs, you do want to give it some instructions about your business. Like, hey, these are the core reports I run in Maxio all the time. And you set those up as instructions or skills or kind of put it into the memory. So that's what you see off to the right. But otherwise, you see, let me just change something on my screen here real quick so I can see a little better. You see me asking like, hey, I'm heading into my monthly executive leadership team. Give me the ARR and customer summary month to date and year to date. This is a common thing, right? I want to be prepared with the data. I want to have data-driven conversations with my executive team, and then go ahead and action it from there. So we'll go ahead and let this play out here for a second. You'll find with the LLMs, it will give you some interesting insights about your business. It will detect trends and themes, and here I'm saying, give me some highlights and lowlights. I use this, in my role just to kind of uncover, the blind spots. Obviously I come into these meetings with my own preconceived notions and my own bias, right? But you'll find that the LLMs will give you more unbiased information, and especially if you give it that type of instruction. So here you can see it's saying like, here's your numbers, like here's the metrics that you care about. This is what's changed in your business. Kind of the main stats. Now this is pulling, the core reports out of Maxio, things that, your finance team would be running for you. You might be getting, in a batch at some point in time. Interesting highlights about the business, lowlights, calling out where you've had some steep changes, some churn, some risk, and then giving you some points to talk about. Like, hey, for sales, you need to talk to your sales leadership about this. Your customer services team, we should talk about this. In areas of your business that you should focus in on based off what we're seeing. So now I'm like, this is great. I want to give my ELT a heads up that I'm going to be talking about these things. Well, instead of me reading all of this and coming up with an email, I'm just saying, go ahead and take this and draft the email for me. So we'll go and let that play out. Now, I did not speed up my typing, so I'm sorry. I'm actually usually a pretty fast typer, but I must be thinking hard here. Hey, a trick I just installed was Whisper Flow. If you guys don't have that, just dictating makes it super fast too. Way better than Siri. So here you go. On it. I'm going to go and create these emails. Okay, so here we go. Let's create a nice draft summarizing what's happened in the business, the kind of questions that I'm coming in to the business with. And then I've also said, go ahead and create me a deck. Now this is connecting the tools. So I use Gamma. I think it's a phenomenal PowerPoint generation tool. I mean, it's not creating PowerPoints actually. You can export them to PowerPoints or Google Slides. But as a presentation tool, I use Gamma. And from a app MCP perspective, Claude is well integrated to it. Claude, you also can create PowerPoints though. And I've played with those over time. Maxio as a business is a Google shop, so we use Google Slides. So, throwing it to a PowerPoint isn't the best workflow for me, but those options are available. I mean, there's multiple options now with this tooling. So here we go. I've created a gamma, which is my PowerPoint, and you can see already, like, visually it's great. I mean, I would have not spent this much time making it look this visually appealing. I do think aesthetics matter though in these presentations with your team and your board. So I do appreciate that. But this now allows me to like really focus on the content and the message. Like, yes, the AI is giving me some great insights, maybe things that I haven't thought of, maybe things that I want to lean into more. And I can spend quality time on that now versus, many cases I would skip this possibly because, we're all busy, or I can spend some time just fine tuning it. So that's the first example. So another common example is, I get on customer calls all the time, and I want to know what accounts, need my attention. So, so here's a common prompt I put in, right? Which accounts show the most concerning signals right now? Pull briefs for them. Now, a brief, I actually, if you notice down on the right-hand side, I have a skill that I built on customer briefs. And skills in Anthropic or Claude for that matter, it's a newer thing, but it actually helped me build it. It asked me, hey, what do you want to see in a customer brief? What do you like? What don't you like? What tools are you going to use? Well, I'm using the Maxio MCP tool. Great. Let's put that all in. And that way I get a consistent format every single time I ask about, give me a customer brief. So that's what's happening here is I've spent a little bit of time, I probably iterated on that skill 20 minutes or so. And now I get a consistent report that I can scan quickly as I get onto a call with a customer. So here we go. Saying, a lot of times these AIs like to compliment you. Good data. That's right. We're using Maxio. And here we go. Here's your customer brief. This customer is a red. This is the kind of the account snapshot. Again, like you can tell, Maxio has a ton of stuff. We know their revenue, their usage, have they paid? There's a lot of CRM attributes that we bring over from your, HubSpot or Salesforce. All that's accessible here. You just need to tell the skill what you want to see. And if you don't have a skill, it's gonna take its best guess and present you with things, and you can iterate and say, "Hey, grab this for me," or "I'd like to see this too." And you can interact with the MCP and the AI tool you're using. So here it's giving me great snapshots, payment information, signals, and then recommended actions for what I should do, do with this customer. What should be my conversation be? And it also gives some suggestions on moving forward. So in this scenario, I do dig deeper. I say, go ahead and create me an email for my team. Like I need to act on this. So in this scenario, I want a email per customer briefing that I can send to each CSM on my team that owns that account. Now, it does acknowledge here, and I'm using a demo database. I wish I could show you the Maxio live data because the stuff, is all tuned. And the demo database, it comes back and says I don't have a CSM rep defined, but it creates a placeholder in the email. Easy enough, right? I mean, these are all things that you refine over time. Okay, so now we see we have a brief, taking the brief and having specific actions for each customer that I can now click a button to send it through my email, my default email app, or I can copy it and paste it into something else if that's the case. Subjects, all that stuff. Just, quick automations, right? Quick way to get through the day. Now, again, down below, it starts to give you additional insights, additional things to do. Do you want me to draft you a personal outreach for these customers? That sounds great. I didn't, in this scenario, I'm not asking for all three. I'm just asking for my top customer that I'm concerned about right now. Now, this is where other tools come in. I mean, it's looking at Slack information. It could be looking at Notion. I mean, there's a lot of tools available to bring into the context. So keep that in mind as you're setting this stuff up. I do suggest starting with one tool and you kind of layer them on. But again, just kind of gives you. Now at the top there, you'll notice there's buttons. One's like a direct. In this demo, I didn't click on it, but I could toggle between different looks and feels. All right, so now moving into mobile. I mean, I just have to show this. I mean, just to reiterate, like this is everywhere now. My team loves me. I mean, I do like to go to the gym, and I am usually on Claude in between sets asking questions. And we have many MCPs. I have obviously Maxio. I have it on our CRM. I have it on our marketing data. And I'm just constantly asking questions about my business and firing it off in various manners, either through Slack or email. Sometimes it's getting added to my Google task lists. Again, all automated. Here, ask you, tell me about what's going on with my MRR. Again, just at your fingertips. As a CEO, these are things that, traditionally without this type of tooling, you'd be sitting at a desk running reports or waiting for your finance team to produce it. Again, thoughtful suggestion. You want me to pull account level detail on this? Push it to Gamma. It knows I like Gamma, so it's always recommending to send it to the Gamma. Now, reports, you have a couple options with caching. Now, I'm being very loose with my conversation with Claude right now. And it's just intelligently knowing that, hey, I've pulled this report, it's cached. I don't need to go pull it again. But when you are using the MCP, we have it defaulted to kind of use that logic. Is the report fresh? It'll kind of just pull the most fresh report if it's already been ran, just so it's fast. Or if it's stale, it will run the report. Now, if it's running the report, it might take a little longer, right? And you come back to it and Claude tells you it's ready to go. So here, it gave me a suggestion, like, do you want to dig into the Go Health account specifically? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's dig in. But a little bit more on the reporting. If you are specific in your prompt, pull me the most current subscription data, or the most current ARR data. It will run the report and ensure you're pulling the report. And that goes back to the instructions you put into your project in ChatGPT. It's called a custom GPT. That's the alternative. And you just be explicit on, like, hey, ask me these questions if you want me to do a read, or ask me if it's if I should run the report. Otherwise, it's going to kind of default to its own logic. So that's the mobile experience. Clearly, really powerful. Now we're going to kind of move into some additional workflow. I mean, preparing for a board meeting. I mean, this is where I think a lot of us spend a lot of time. Maxio is, I think, a critical part of a board meeting, and probably takes a meaningful part of the prep. But this, hopefully, you're all kind of going, yeah. Since 50% of the folks on this call haven't been using MCPs, you go, okay, Maxio, I solve over Maxio. What else do I plug in? Do I plug in NetSuite's MCP, or do I plug in, HubSpot? Just start to understand your data sets and how these all can come together and start automating your workflow. So here, now again, I kind of have a skill that says what I like to see in a board pack, because through iteration, I had it make multiple board packs for me. I'm like, hey, I like this. This sucks. Change that, and it that way it consistently comes out in the same format when I say I'm ready to put together a board pack. So here it's giving me highlights, monthly revenue. There's so much you can do with this. And I'll be honest, this is not what we show because this is a demo data set and it's just, a little bit more limited interaction. But when you start seeing the tooling, there's a lot of options. I mean, there's a waterfall graph here. I mean, Gamma has all kinds of visualizations. But again, now I'm spending time on like, okay, I want this to be tight. I want the story to be tight. I want this to look good. I've been in so many board meetings where you just set the wrong tone when it doesn't look good. It's bad screenshots of bad looking reports. That's where the MCP can really bring this process together. So, I don't always agree with everything here. Like the 0 new logos post March. Well, it's pulling. I mean, we are, it's looking at the whole year's expansion and contraction forecast that's the data I pulled. So the LLM's like, well, you don't have any logos. Now I could probably train the skill to kind of be more aware of that. I haven't done that yet. Simple enough. I mean, I'm just going to come in here and be like, okay, new logos. I don't care. Let's delete that. Let's just focus on this. And then there's also here in a second, a line that I don't agree with. I don't agree with this context that the LLM found. So I'll go ahead and delete that as well. So I'm sure y'all are picking up that, this gets you pretty far, and then you can spend the time on the quality stuff. All right, let's go ahead and see. The next example here is this is a little more advanced, but it's building dashboards. So Claude can build interactive dashboards with your data. Just look at that. Right? A beautiful visualization within, that was a couple minutes that it took to crunch it. And this is, again, like you'll iterate and say, I like this, I don't like this, make it look like that. I want more AI insights versus just analytics. And then you can save this and have it rerun. Okay, so down here, it knows that I like to immediately action, briefs and emails. So it gave me some buttons to click on. And then here I'm saving it as an artifact, where an artifact, you can share this with your team so everyone can run it. You could also take this code and deploy it to a third party like Vercel or one of the other options out there if you want to make this more of a hosted productized thing. But you can start to see how you can start developing apps, extensions to Maxio as a result. We use MCP across many applications. Marketing is a great example. We have MCP on our Google Analytics GA4. We have it on Gong. All the transcript data, everything in Gong is in an MCP. We have it with our Dream Data Attribution. And just giving the users these tools, me included, I can create my own dashboards, my own kind of analysis. And sometimes it's throwaway. Sometimes it's like, it's just this one time I want to do a deep analysis on these products in Maxio and how they're performing from a GRR and NRR perspective. And it might just be a one-time thing that you're just trying to do that you typically would have needed FP&A or a data analyst to do for you, but now you can do, pretty quick, right? So that's the demonstration of the various examples. I hope that got your guys' kind of gears turning. Now's the time to start loading up some questions as we start to get through the rest of the presentation. So, tips and tricks. Honestly, it's prompt. I'm sure you're hearing this, like how thoughtful you are with your prompts, prompt engineering, it goes a long ways. And, there's a lot of tools and how-tos and things out there on the web. Claude produces some on their documentation center, things like that. That all applies here. All those tips and tricks as best practices applies with MCP, applies with Maxio MCP. But just to kind of keep it simple here, it's like, if you tell the AI who you are, what your objective is, the scope, what the constraints are, and what you're wanting out of it, you're going to get pretty far. Now, you didn't see a lot of that in my prompts, and that's because I had a project set up. And the project already knows a lot of who I am, my role, my business, the types of things I'm trying to get out of my prompts. So that's a hack. I mean, that is the tip and trick, is like, don't repeat yourself every single time. Load it into instructions, load it into memory, load it into a custom skill if you're using Claude, or a custom GPT if it's Chat GPT. All right. You can certainly start with a broad question. I love starting with broad questions because the AI will prompt you with ways you could think about the answers, the results, the problem, in like just a very thoughtful, intuitive way where you'll want to drill deeper. You'll want to go further into your prompt. So you don't always need to come in being like, give me the top 10 accounts. I mean, now if that's what you want, go ahead and do that. That's easy. I certainly do that on a regular basis. But what I do find with MCP is that it just creates this ability to solve your curiosity, right? I'm so curious about everything in our business, and I hesitate to ask those questions of the team because everyone's so busy, right? Like everyone's busy, and you don't, even not every question I have is honestly that important. So I don't want the team getting so distracted. Now I have the tools, I have the power to like thirst, to quench that thirst of curiosity. So that's another important tip and trick. So there is a process of when, as you're analyzing, you do want to validate, because the AI is pretty smart, but it doesn't know your business yet. And that's my biggest advice to all of you, especially the half of the folks that haven't been using MCP, is don't get frustrated with the first prompt and it gives you the wrong number. Oh, this doesn't work. It works when you start telling it why it's wrong. I'll use an example. I deployed the NetSuite MCP, and I was blown away at how accurate it was in a lot of things. But when I pulled the P&L, it had, with any business, right? You have your non-GAAP and GAAP kind of reporting, and we have a custom report that organizes things the way we want to organize it. And it just pulled the standard report instead of our report. So once I determined that, all I did was take a screenshot. I'm like, this is the report I want. Like, why are the numbers wrong? Take screenshots, just dump it in. And Claude will go, oh, I have everything I need. Let me go do all the sorting out. So if you have a number that you are pulling from the system, let's use Maxio, for instance, you're running the subscription momentum report. This is exactly the way I look at it. My team reports it to the board. We run our business off of it. But the MCP is pulling something else. You have a lot of options. The first option is just tell MCP, run this specific report. Just copy and paste the URL in, put the name in. If you're technical and know the report ID, even better. Like, there's all kinds of ways to sort that. But even then, sometimes things aren't what you're expecting. Don't give up. Take a screenshot. That's the first step. Just drop it in and say, hey, look at this. Majority of the times we'll figure out what the problem is and tell you the solution to solving the problem. And a lot of times it's Claude just learning and training itself. And that's when you start to go, okay, I'm starting to build something awesome here. I want to capture this into a project. I need to capture this into a skill. I need to capture this in a way that I can share with all of my users so they're not having to repeat this trial and error. And that's where you do, our business, again, like a lot of this is done in Claude. We create a project that we then share to all the users and say, hey, everyone use the same project and we're all going to train the same project and make it better and better and better. That's how you get this thing to really start working for you. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and look at some of these questions here. Okay, you mentioned it's best to start with one data source that is. Do you find Claude gets confused when you bring in, when you prompt asking it across reference multiple systems? Yes and no. I've done some super complex, I'll give you an example of one that I did just earlier this week. Gong, again, if you're not a Gong user, I'm a big fan, but we record every single thing in this business. Every email, every call transcript, everything is recorded. So I went into our MCP with Gong. And I'm like, hey, tell me what prospects are asking for. Like, what's the hot thing prospects are trying to solve for? And then it comes back with that. And I'm like, oh, this is fascinating. I then connected in our GA4, which is our Google Analytics. I said, hey, all these things our customers are talking about, tell me how SEO is addressing this. Do we have the blogs? Do we have the product pages? How are they ranked? Start bringing that together. And then I brought in our Dream data set, which has the actual funnel lead attribution, and layered it on. Now, I'm kind of answering this question backwards, but that's how I approach it, is kind of stepping into it. So the LLM is kind of following me. I have certainly done that same scenario when I said, hey, I'm trying to solve this problem. Look at all these data sets. What ends up happening is it gets you pretty far, but you start as you start to validate the data, you go, oh, wow, it used some attribution or some metric from one data set that has it, but our version of truth is actually over here. So like lead attribution is a good example. Salesforce has lead attribution. I mean, it has all kinds of fields, right? And Claude's like, well, Salesforce, we'll just use that field. That's interesting. But our system of truth for lead attribution is actually in Dream Data. But Dream Data also has like page information and visit information, all that stuff. Interesting. Our source of truth for that is in Google Analytics. So while it can sort a lot of that out for you, just being a little more intentional about how you approach the problem and kind of bite small and chew fast at it, I find for me gets me there much faster and I have more confidence because I'm kind of building up on the data versus trying to reverse engineer how it got there. I hope that helps. So there's a couple of questions around security, SOX security. So we went through that. Honestly, it's what took us the longest time to get this out. We released it into beta back in June of last year with disclaimers. And we went through our full security process to get it to GA. We were happy to share that information with all of you. I'm pretty sure it's in our documentation. If not, we'll circle back. But I think that's one main question around in some of these questions here. The other one is, when you do think about your data in MCPs, I'm not a total expert on this stuff, so don't hold me to it. But as a leader, it is a top of mind thing. Boards ask about it, investors. When you do get a company plan, that was one of the big reasons why we ended up we had all these individual plans that we were paying for and all that stuff. We realized that one, AI is a huge unlock for our business. We just need to license it for everyone. And two, we do need the governance and control and security around this and the ability to restrict what data is shared with the models and how we're training the models and what we're keeping as our data. So I think that's the biggest thing that you should probably take away from this is, as a business, to really do this the right way, you do need to get on company plans and get security and InfoSec to check the right boxes so you can do this at scale. How often are you able to reuse reports or dashboards you generate? One challenge for the finance team is a new dashboard is coded every time a new executive goes on an information hunt. That's a great, I'm one of those executives that come on the hunt all the time. It's the way I look at it, the way I'm trying to run it in our business is I love that we're empowering our leaders or even our individual contributors, but our leaders with these tools to be curious, to have critical thinking, to go explore the data. We are instructing them that like, hey, this is a process though. Don't just believe it blindly. Like you do need to have some validation points. And like the tip and trick is you're looking at Salesforce, you're looking at Gong, you're looking at Maxio. Like that's, you need to pin yourself to the core numbers, screenshot it and give it to Claude and say, hey, these are the core numbers I'm working from. This is the source of truth that we need to validate and kind of have a checksum against throughout our process. Users, back to this question, how do you deal with, someone coming up with a new dashboard every time? I tell users all the time, do this exploring, because you are coming up with such interesting ways to look at the data, digest it, analyze it, action it. When you find something that you want, that it needs to be repeatable, that's when it's time to either put it into our BI tool. We have a data warehouse with Domo. It's easy to build this. We can just that's what I love. It's like marketing comes up with a dashboard in Claude. I'm like, cool, let's just put it in Domo now. You're running it every day. Let's just make it a standard thing now. Or you could, if you don't have a tool like Domo or whatnot, you could save those artifacts in Claude so it's reran the same way every time. And that's done through a saved artifact that you share with everyone, or it's also done through a project and a custom skill. I mean, that's how you start to kind of standardize these things. There's just, I guess the answer is just so many options on it, on how you can push this stuff into other systems. But I definitely am encouraging folks to explore because they're just coming up with phenomenal stuff. All right, let's see if there's some more questions here. Yes, someone asked, I assume you're going to get into actually, I'll set this up. That's good. It's a good time check. All right, getting started today. Maxio MCP is free. You're welcome. Free from us. Honestly, it doesn't, MCP can be a bit of a token hog. It's doing a lot of powerful stuff. I mean, but I find the $20 plan for most employees works just fine. I have with Claude, I'm on the max plan, which is $200 a month, but I'm also building agents and doing a whole bunch of other things. So I don't find that the specific MCPs are needing more than the $20 plan. But you have it in Maxio, like it's there. You go to integrations, bottom left. There's a button. Once you open that up, there's a Maxio MCP. You click it, you review it, you accept the terms and conditions. Some of the security stuff's going to be there. And then you connect your role. And there's two roles that you can pick. It's either, I'm blanking on the name, a bookkeeper, I think it's called, or basically a reporting connection. And then there's one that gives you actual write access back. And that is like super powerful. I actually don't even turn that on because I'm not doing that type of work. Chris and our CFO, Chris, our head of product, Dan, our CFO, their presentations, they'll talk about how that tool is used. And then it'll give you a step-by-step instructions. It's pretty simple. It just gives you it's kind of like an API key. It's a secret key that you go back into Claude. Or Claude, it's a connector. I'm pretty sure in ChatGPT, it's called a connector as well. We're going to send information on this post follow-up. But it's right there. Here's your connector. And you just click on custom and you drop in, you name it, Maxio, MCP, whatever you want to name it. You drop in basically two bits of credentials, and then you're connected. I mean, it's pretty amazing. When you do connect, it'll bring you to Maxio's login, and you just have to actually log into Maxio one time as a complete authentication kind of process, and then that's it. Now each user will have, so you set that connector up, And if you have a company-wide account, everyone can see that connector, but they still have to go in as an individual and say, yeah, yes, I want to use this connector, but they still have to log into Maxio, because we do carry the roles and permissions per user. So Branden can see certain things, but someone else might not be able to see certain things. And that's pretty much true with all these MCP connectors. So that's kind of the process to get going. So we'll send out more product overview information. We have, as part of that, example prompts to get you started, configuration steps, and then, of course, sign up for the additional demos. I think you'll be fascinated. I'm taking a very CEO lens on this. You will get a wide variety of use cases in this series. And even if you can't attend live, still sign up so you get the recording sent back to you. So thank you so much for your time. I really hope, especially for our current customers, that you take advantage of this functionality. It's super powerful. I would love your feedback on this. That's probably missed. Let's see if it's on here. No, my email's not on here. When we send it out, we'll make sure my email's on there. I love to hear from our customers. If you got any feedback on what you like, what you don't like, all feedback is a gift. I appreciate all of you. Hope you learned something, and have a great rest of your week.